All right, today's Monday, March 18th, 2019. Just want to do a little quick video here. Earlier today, I dropped off the drive shaft for this thing with the 350 swap, and it had an aluminum power glide. You have to shorten the front drive shaft. I want to say it's probably about 2 inches, maybe something like that, give or take. I know I put a 350 in a 62, and I didn't have to swap the front. You had to swap the yoke, but the front drive shaft was okay. But that was a cast iron power glide, so maybe that's a difference. I don't know. I just dropped it off earlier. Hopefully, be ready Wednesday, and should be able to stab that right back in. So today, this afternoon, I worked on these on this engine wiring here. Let me show you what we got. It's actually really simplified. It comes with more wires than you need. Let me get this off. There we go. So pretty simple. I didn't use the brown wire, I believe. Might be orange. I think it's brown for the heater. So no heater. Red goes to the starter. Pink goes to the positive or the battery on the HEI. Purple goes to the S terminal on the starter. And the purple and white stripe goes to electric choke. Blue goes to oil pressure switch or sending unit, whatever you want to call it. And then on the headlight harness, your temperature sender, temperature gauge or whatever wires are tied into that. So we're gonna save the lights for last once the front clip is on and all that naturally. The wiper motor, I ordered some grommets, so I'm waiting for those to show up. I'll have to drill another hole in the firewall and stuff these in, and it looks like it's one red wire ties into this white wiper motor, but the red wire from the motor is actually long enough to plug in, so I'm gonna put a terminal on the wiper motor, plug that in right there, and just do away with the American Autowire long white wire. And then you have a wire going from your starter to your alternator. It's a fuse one. I think it's this blue one. Go straight to the one wire alternator over there, and that's it. So these wires are just kind of laying there right now. I got some loom or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna clean them up and zip tie them and tuck them away and all that, but everything's hooked up, mocked up for now. I'm gonna get something to hang these right here on the valve cover, this alternator wire, clean it up a little bit. But that went really easy. I mean, you're talking like 5 wires total, 4 or 5 wires, real quick, real easy, but the wires are way long. I mean, I end up cutting like 10 feet off of each one. So it looks a little overwhelming at first, but it's not. It's because the wires are so long. So drive shaft, gas tanks in, motor's wired up, mocked up, waiting on the radiator, and run the spark plug wires, bleed the brakes, put some transmission fluid in this thing, put some gas in this thing, and I don't see why we can't start it up, hopefully this weekend. Ain't got no exhaust yet, but I can at least crank it over and get it started. Run it for, a little bit, a few seconds or whatever, just to see what's going on. But so that's all for now. A little quick video here. It's really easy on this American Autowire. I mean, you have to crimp your own wires, but you got all new wires and this really thick gauge, like this HEI wire. I know I've had Impalas where you throw in a new HEI distributor to do away with the points, and you don't change out the wire. You use the existing wire, which is thinner. That can cause a fire. So, I mean, I see people do it all the time. I've done it myself, but starting a few years ago, I started changing out the wire all the way to the ignition switch with a thicker gauge wire for the HEI conversion. Safer, not a fire hazard, so that's good. But this is really simple. It looks a little overwhelming, but that's all that's left is the headlight wiring, horn, all that, the front end stuff, bright lights and all that. But so stay tuned for more updates here. We're going to try and fire this thing up this coming weekend. Thanks for watching.